Hey folks, Siam here, just a quick market update, and I found a new alt tracker. So as you know from previous videos, I used to use alt-perp, which was like an overall alt tracker of the market. So basically the biggest alt other than Bitcoin, etc. Not that Bitcoin is an alt. And it obviously FTX went bust and that's gone. So thanks for all your comments. There were lots of good comments. However, most of them were market cap trackers, and I wanted more of a price thing than market cap. So I actually ended up making my own, which you can do. So I went to CoinGecko and I just wanted to. I basically just found the top list and tried to add as many alts to the list as possible. And you do that by simply, as you can see, you type in, I know it's added Binance and whatnot, but the way you do it is you add in, I'll just open up a chart myself, use it, ETH USD plus, so use these little tools, I don't know, TRX USD plus, I don't know, Sol USD, etc. And when you press enter, it gives you its own little thing. So, but the problem I found is that it doesn't let you do too many. So I was just working down the list, and the last one it let me do is Sol. The moment I try and add, one more to this, it breaks. So yeah. So yeah, I was just tracking what's happened since the beginning of this year. Basically, it's been a cluster mess. Now going back to what a lot of my previous videos have talked about, which is the Bitcoin miner capitulation. I said it would happen towards the end of November, potentially the first week of December. Well, we're pretty much in that first proper week of December, and doesn't look too like it at the moment. If you go to Forex calendar and then go to next week, I think all the shitstorm will happen next week. Looking at this, so on Tuesday the 13th we have CPI numbers coming in. Then the very next day we have the FOMC and Fed funds rate. So this is the interest rate announcement. So whatever comes out here, this is going to be very reactionary from the previous day. So if inflation's a lot higher, then guess what? Another big rate hike, etc. Then the very next day, we have the Swiss National Bank doing the same thing. We have the British interest rates, and yeah, the European monetary policy. It's going to be a big week. It's going to be a big freaking week next week. So I think actually what's going to happen is just doldrums until sort of the 13th, 14th. So yeah, a week today or tomorrow. So 13th, 14th is what you need to keep your eyes on. And I think what will most likely happen with Bitcoin is not much, to be honest. I mean, looking at this, I know we're in a downwards trend overall, but this looks, well, I'd argue potentially bullish rectangle, but it's a bit messy. So yeah, it looks more toppy than anything. We've got a clear support here, which is trying to bust through. But yeah, I think not much to really expect over the next week. And yeah, I think just looking at it from a pure technical point of view, like I mentioned in other videos, we have clear resistance around this area here. So what I would personally like to see is, at the very least, a move back up to this area here. But a much healthier move will be a move into, heart shape. We have, this is new. It attracted me with the heart. There we go. There's my heart. That's where I'd like it to go. Yeah, screw it. I'm going to do heart shapes. That's where I'd like it to go. And then if we do have an attack of this little level here, then we're quite likely to see a bit more falling down. At least back down to these levels to begin with. But in terms of the minor capitulation, so it is happening. Loads of miners are capitulating. However, if we look at, oops, I got rid of trading view, the hash rate, first of all, I'm all over the place today. Hash rate has struggled to break through this. So actually hash rate hasn't fallen yet, and we won't see a minor capitulation until hash rate drops. So I think we had a whole bunch that just, died, so to speak, or just stopped, but the extra slack was picked up. So nothing is really happening on that side. If we're looking with the minor stuff, psychometrics, supply, mining, so Pure and net flows. So this I found interesting. So obviously the Pure multiple is very, very low. Typically when you see this much of a sort of a deviation from the mean, things start getting better. So we are sort of in the strong buy territory over here, where we have extreme minor stress, but the minor flows have absolutely changed. So the other week when we were looking at it, we were looking at these big old levels here where the minor net spending was at its max. But if we really zoom in, look what's happened. It's changed slightly. So again, a lot of this could be transient. So yeah, but I think we just need to chill out again until next week, 13th. I would say 13th to the 15th. We're going to get a fair bit of volatility, and there's no point looking at anything else because everything else follows Bitcoin and ETH really. I was looking at this rising compression for Ripple, and that still hasn't really played out. In fact, if anything, that is a falling compression in a rising market, or short term. So actually, so that pattern there, we should see movement back up to here in the very short term. Solana, yeah, everything else looks pretty weak. ADA, pretty much all-time lows. And if we go all the way down to Quant, again, Quant in this sort of rising compression over here. So we'll probably have a bit more, up and down, and then eventually, if I move this right a bit, we're looking at these lows here, what I am personally. GMX is still looking strong-ish, but just going to wait. I'm not going to buy GMX unless it gets down into these areas. I want to buy it, but it's overvalued over here. And I don't think I put too much of a position on because the attack vector on the GLP pool is still there, hasn't been rectified. So I don't like too much third-party counter risk there. Anywho, hope that makes sense, and I will chat with you soon. Doodles.